Let's take a look at the page entitled Seeing Yourself in Others. You'll see the colour bars that represent your personality, as well as your mandala with the 3 dots on. What happens when you meet someone with a very similar psychological profile to yourself? Well, typically you'll click with them. Typically you'll have more rapport more quickly. Why? Well, you sort of think in the same way. You make decisions in the same way. In the balance between using your head and your heart, whatever that preference may be for you, they'll match that. They'll mirror that. And there's great advantage to working with someone who's quite similar to you. You'll click, you'll engage, you will build on each other's strengths. So for me, when I meet somebody that's very similar to Stewart, the enthusiasm cranks up, the ideas really start to flow, and things really start to emerge. If you turn the page and look at some of the pros and the cons of working with somebody like yourself, you'll see there are risks here as well. We can have collective blind spots. When I work with someone that's similar to Stewart, we can get into so many good ideas, we may miss the obvious, we may miss the practical. And when we're working together, if I'm working with someone that's like me, we can become too much for other people that are more contained and introverted. So have a read of the text here and think, what do I need to be aware of? Can I think of anybody who's quite similar to me that I work with? Do any of these risks apply? Are we getting the benefits of being similar? There is of course a risk if someone's similar that you'll clash with them, because you might see some of your faults in them. It's a bit too close to home. There's also a risk with certain qualities. You know, if I'm very strong on logical and they are as well, we may argue together. Or if we're both very empathetic, we may have differences of opinion as to how to be empathetic and who to be empathetic with. So you can clash when you're both high on the same quality as well. So have a think about that too.